Okay. The YouTube screen may have. There we go. Okay. Alrighty then. Um, well, everybody get ready because we're about to take it to the mic. Looks like I'm the only one in here. I might have inadvertently knocked out ATC for a moment there, but only because I had noticed the YouTube screen had been was frozen for some reason, so I just kind of rebooted it. So hopefully he'll be back in just a moment. Okay, it looks like he is now. Um, so welcome and get ready because we're about to take it to the mic stand. So, ATC, I guess you just got back in here. How are you doing tonight? Or if it is somebody else, how you guys doing tonight here? Hmm. We got a lurker in right now. Okay. Let's see what can I do. We're waiting here. Um, I want to change the world all the ways we go again. Uh, I want to change the world. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if we can get some more people in here. I always appreciate the likes and shares if you guys can do that. See if we can get some more people in here. Um, hmm. And I guess that one person kind of left now. Hmm. Ah, I want to change the world. Everything that is wrong with it. Ah, hmm. So, um, how is everybody tonight? Um, just waiting on people to show up here. We're just past 5 minute mark. Um, Hmm. Still don't see anybody commenting yet. Then again, I'm still the only one in here. No, I know toy channels was in here for a brief sec. Oh, somebody just came in. Goody. Hello, second person. How are you doing tonight? I'm. Hey, Dave. Just saw you on the YouTube screen there. How you doing tonight, man? Okay. You doing okay there? That's good to hear. How'd your day go today? Doing anything exciting today? Dull? You had a dull day today? But just same old, same old? If you guys can also like and share the stream, see if we can get some more people in here, that'd be appreciated as well. Um, oh, the anonymity is here. Oh, now we're really picking up steam here. We got 4 people in here now. Hey, hey, driving home. I fell asleep last night. All right. Well, no wonder you didn't speak much. Now it looks like we're back up to 4 people here. Okay, down to 3. Uh, yeah. So here's an interesting thing. When I checked yesterday's live stream, apparently somebody did come by and watch a few seconds of it to give it a downvote. And I don't think that hurts the percentage overall. I'm still well over 90%, but still, my guess is it may have been a kick vicar who saw that I was talking about the appeals case and didn't like what I had to say. That's just my guess, though. Let's see, so we're coming up on 9.5 minutes. So that we had at least a couple other people in here. So I might get started with what's on tap at the 10-minute mark here. Um, yeah. Dislikes are still interaction. That's true. That's true. I mean, you know, um, yeah, and I get that. Dislikes are still interaction. Um, you know that not everybody's gonna like what you have to say, and I get that. Long as it helps to get, of course, the only thing is I got to keep the minutes up, obviously. People watch, but then again, I know most people won't go back and watch a whole stream, unless they really wanted to catch something, catch things said. So, um, haters mean you're doing good. Yeah, and I know eventually I was gonna have. Well, I kind of had one. I kind of had one even before I started streaming because I know there was this one guy, way back when um, it's like he was like trying to pick a fight or something. This guy JLK for JLA King Forever, whatever, kept coming in saying, "Oh, Vic's gonna lose, Vic's gonna lose, Vic's gonna lose." So you know, um, that's basically, yeah, that's basically what it came down to there. So, um, and I know Tugs talked about it too. That a lot of times when you start, particularly when you start talking about certain stuff, people are gonna start coming after you for it. So, you know, but as Dave reminded me, of course, the dislikes are as much interaction as the likes are. So, um, you got to take the good with the bad, right? Okay, so we're now coming up on 12 minutes here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get started here. So what's on tap for tonight? So I saw three stories that I'll go over on Bounding into Comics, including the release date announcement of the Yashahime or Yashahime, which is the spinoff of Inuyasha. There was also some stuff going on, some criticism of Tom King and DC Comics, and then also an Image Comics is getting political. So that's what's on tap for tonight. So let's see what ended with. Chup was a piece of manure. What a lazy judge. Hell, I want to be a judge. So I can not do my job, I guess. Yeah, we talked quite a bit about that last night, Anna. uh Inuyasha spinoff. Yeah, it's called Yasha Hime. It's actually going to be the lead story I'm going to start off with here. So without no further ado, let's get to that then. Let me find that. And this is the story, of course, I'll lead off with, and we're back up to four people. Yay! Okay, so here's the release date announced for Inuyasha spinoff anime Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Sounds interesting. Viz Media announced the release date for their upcoming Inuyasha inspired anime Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. The anime will air on Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Hulu on October 3rd, 2020. It will first be simulcast in both North and Latin America with English subtitles. An English dub is expected to be released shortly after the simulcast. Um, that might be interesting. Wonder if they'll get Ocean to do the dub again. That would be nice to get Ocean to do the dub, you know, and maintain the dub continuity. But knowing that Funimation's involved, they may not do that. Um, Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, follows the daughters of Sesshomaru and Inuyasha as they set out on their journey that transcends time. The show will begin in feudal Japan, where half demon twins Towa and Setsuna are separated due to a forest fire. While trying to find her younger sister, Towa discovers a mysterious travel and travels through it, um, ending up in modern day Japan. Toa is discovered and raised by Kagome um, Higarashi's brother Soda and his family. However, she tunnel, I guess the tunnel that connects the two times closes behind Toa. The tunnel is not opened until a decade later and allows Toa to reunite with Setsuna, who has become a demon slayer working for Kohaku. But when Toa does reunite with Setsuna, she discovers that Setsuna has lost all memories of her. Nevertheless, Toa and Setsuna will travel between the two eras alongside Moroha, the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome, um, in order to regain their missing path. So I'm guessing the twin sounds like the twin demons there are Sesshomaru's daughters, and then I guess Moroha is the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome. So at least one piece of news, one piece has been answered. Um, Inuyasha and Kagome eventually got married, so that's an interesting twist there. But I guess that, in a way, though, if you watch the Inuyasha, I think you could have picked up that was probably where it was going to go. Man, in Inuyasha, I was more interested with the monk and demon hunter, Miroku and Sango. They should do something with them in that spin-off. Yeah, and I think they might do that. I haven't heard anything about that, but it's possible. Ha ha ha! The dad had two half demon sons. The sons have two females. Um, I wonder if that has anything to do with today's culture. Hmm. Kohaku, hell yeah. Uh huh. Actually, was it? Are they half demons? Or are they full demons? Because let's see. Because I yeah, half demon twins. Okay, okay. And I guess this is a picture of them right there. My guess is Maroha is the white haired one. Um, and the other two look like they're the twins there. So, um, Viz Media CMO Brad Wood shared his excitement about the anime's release, saying, "We can't wait for both Inuyasha and anime fans of all ages to discover the spirit of adventure and friendship in Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, which will be coming to Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Hulu this October." He added, by partnering with multiple platforms, the iconic and much loved property will have tremendous reach and availability for fans to enjoy this next chapter with Half Demon twins Toa and Setsuna. Are you looking forward to checking out Yashahime, Princess Half Demon? Actually, it does sound like something interesting. I might check it out if when the dub comes out. Um, let's see what just got home making tacos. Mmm, tacos. Yeah. Oh yeah. So how about you guys? Any of you looking forward to Yashahime? I've been hearing about that. That sounds like a very interesting one. Kind of the sequel to Inuyasha, and it's not just going to be interesting to see the main characters in that, which of course are the kids, but also seeing how the characters from the original series had changed over time as well. So that's going to be very interesting. What do you guys think of that? Anybody have anything they want to add to that? Here we go. Let's see what the never finished Inuyasha. Yeah, and then they had, of course, the final act too. So in grand total, that series had what, like 108, 193 episodes. And combined both those parts. I didn't even finish the original Inuyasha. I think I remember getting the revived ogres that smelled of the dead. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be difficult because the first Inuyasha series, the original was like 167 episodes, and then you had Final Act that I think came out what in 9 or 10, 2009, 2010, around there. You know, which and the funny thing is with Final Act, they they went right from where episode 167 left off. So it was a definite continuation. Um, yeah. So, anyways, all right. So I think we'll move on to the next story then. Story I was going to cover. Said there were a couple of stories on the comic section that I'm. The first one is this one. So you look at this one. Letterer Jim Campbell blast DC Comics and Tom King for Watchmen spin-off series Rorschach. Okay, so here we go. Here's this story now. Eisner nominated letterer Jim Campbell is mad at DC Comics and Tom King for a lettering error and the publisher's continued use of the Watchmen license despite the wishes of Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. Um, Not sure what that's about, so I'm guessing that those Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons are the creators of Watchmen and have asked DC to no longer use their property, their IP, I guess. Campbell, not to be confused with artist Angry Jim Campbell, still went on a profanity laden tirade in a series of tweets, as reported by Bleeding Cool, going off on everybody involved with the Rorschach comic from DC Black Label. Smile. And I'm guessing this is the artwork for that. He tweeted this reaction to Brian Bolland's variant cover for Rorschach #1. That's inspired by the Killing Joke cover Bolland famously drew. Two words, and they still managed to blank up the lettering. Ah, okay. The dialogue bubble containing the lone phrase "a smile" has one capitalized I, and it's crossbarred. Normally, an I with crossbars um, is only used for the personal pronoun to differentiate between the vertical lines, um, vertical line used in most words. So see if, what they're talking about there. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't personally know what the issue is, but hmm. that was that was Campbell's entree complaint. I don't know if he really. Oh, okay, okay, I get it. That was Campbell's entree complaint. For his main course, he went off on DC, whom he accused of theft, and everyone who has anything to do with the Watchmen continuation. Also, bleep Tom King, bleep Jorge Fornes, and Dave Stewart. Bleep anyone who participates in this blatant IP theft by DC. He tweeted, if your paycheck is so important that you'll sanction this absolute robbery, blank you." Next, Campbell explained what he means by theft and that Watchmen doesn't qualify as a work for hire arrangement. He argues the copyright still belongs to Moore and Gibbons. To be clear, you sell your work on work for hire. You know what to expect, Campbell wrote. But Watchmen wasn't work for hire. He continued. The reversion clause clearly implies that the work remained Moore and Gibbons copyright and that DC licensed it under specific circumstances. This is theft. Campbell claimed he would work for DC on their outrightly owned characters, but he wouldn't touch Watchmen, tweeting, "The fanboy in me would kill to get a DC gig on a number of titles that I love, but they could offer me $50 a page and I wouldn't touch this mess." The thing is, I don't think WFH contracts, um, I guess work for hire, are inherently evil. Creators trade offs risk for reward. He clarified, but this isn't that. He added, if the rights were supposed to revert to Moore and Gibbons after the work went out of print, then clearly the rights resided with them and were licensed to DC. The $1 million question I'd have is, why is Jim Campbell the one saying a lot of this stuff and not Moore and Gibbons? That I would say is the $1 million question that I would have. But let's see. I want to go check something before I. Well, first, let me check and see what you guys are saying about all this. Um, ha 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 ha. I watched a mini series recently. It was very focused on racism, but it had a very interesting story beyond that rage baiting. A smile. Yeah. Want to just check something here real quick. See. So he's still alive. All right. I just wanted to check something because, again, as I said, the $1 million question there is why aren't more, if this was like Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons property, then why aren't they saying anything about this? I was just kind of curious to see if maybe they were still alive or not. And they are still alive, so he calls DC's continual peddling of Watchmen an IP grab, writing, "The fact that DC has now folded Watchmen into their wholly owned universe is unquestionably an IP grab, which may be legal, but which is morally reprehensible." Um, Campbell also said he believes Alan Moore pursued legal counsel, which had some grave news about the writer's chances in court. "I'm certain Moore has taken legal advice on this, and I'm sure that advice was, whatever the metrics of your case, DC Warner have such deep pockets that they will bankrupt you long before you get anywhere near a court," wrote Campbell. And that sadly is the state of the world. Okay, well now I guess Campbell just explained why he hasn't said anything about it because he probably, so apparently Moore may have considered taking legal action, but the only problem is that he's one small little writer, they're one big company. So unless I guess a lawyer were to take it pro bono or something like that, chances are he wouldn't really have a chance at winning anything. And that sadly is the state of the world, he continued, placing blame equally on creators. But if other creators didn't line up to help massive corporations bleep over other creators, well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it would be. He concluded by restating his point, his work for hire point. And again, work for hire stuff is fair game, but that's not what this is. Jim Campbell's incendiary tweets were deleted. However, he would post a separate thread saying he stands by everything he said in the original thread. He first explained why he deleted the original thread. Campbell wrote, "So I deleted my Watchmen tweets because someone decided to jump in on the end of the thread and start tagging in just about everyone who's ever worked for DC. I thought deleting the first tweet would nuke the thread, but no, so I had to delete a bunch of now contextless replies." He added, "To be clear, I stand by everything I said in those original tweets, to wit." Um, he then went on to reiterate why he believes DC Comics should not be doing any more Watchmen. Campbell wrote, "Moore and Gibbons signed a contract in the confident expectation that they would, at some point in the future, regain the rights to their work. I haven't read the contract. I am not a contract lawyer, but," Campbell continued, "the reversion clause creates at least a moral implication that the rights resided with them and were licensed to DC under specific circumstances, i.e., original work remaining in print." He then claims his own view was held by former DC Comics president Paul Levitz. Campbell wrote, "This view was apparently shared by Paul Levitz, widely held to be one of the good guys, who, as senior DC exec, reportedly blocked this exact kind of bleepery for years." Campbell added, "Note how shortly after his departure, before Watchmen happened, which I also deplored at the time and remain profoundly disappointed at the number of big name creators who contributed." The letterer would again reiterate his views that work for hire work is not evil. Has DC screwed over many other creators? Yes, as has Marvel and many other big publishers. However, I do not believe work for hire contracts are inherently evil. Creators trade off risk and reward, and you know what you're getting when you sign up for the work for hire gig. Let's see. Let's see if you guys have anything interesting to say here. Well, um, gotta read contracts, which is true. Wow, we got 5 people in here now. Yay, 5 people. Sorry, been lurking and cleaning up my 3D print. Okay. I hope I didn't knock you out earlier when I had to like reboot the stream because the YouTube screen froze. Nice. Yeah. He would then express that his main issue with what DC Comics is doing with Watchmen is creating derivative works based on Watchmen, as well as incorporating the Watchmen story into the main DC Comics continuity. Sounds like moving forward, creators need to start really being careful in their dealings with DC. As Dave just pointed out, they should be reading the contracts more carefully and thoroughly, and maybe even. But then again, from what was said in the article here, apparently a lot of the um, bigger companies are doing this kind of garbage, which is probably why you see a lot of independents going to like stuff like Indiegogo and all that to be doing their comics work. So Campbell then reiterated that he believes Moore has received legal advice that Warner would bankrupt him if he attempted to reclaim Watchmen. I am fairly sure Moore will have taken legal advice on this, and I'm sure part of that will have been whatever the merits of your case, DC Warner have deep enough pockets to bankrupt you before you get anywhere near a court. He added, which is a sad comment on the way the world is, but it is the way the world is. It would be nice, however, if creators didn't normalize this power imbalance by queuing up to bleep over other creators. Nice imagery, huh? Nice imagery going on. Oh boy, I'd hate to be in that room of comic creators. Yeesh. Try. I hate to have to imagine that particular image. Campbell would discuss the film and TV adaptations of Watchmen as well. I don't I don't what I don't I guess you meant to say I don't know what the deal is on the film TV rights, whether Moore and Gibbons sold those separately themselves or whether they were bundled in with the main deal for the comic. But I don't think either the film or TV series should have been made with both creators express consent, right? I don't know if he meant to say without their express consent, but he then described what DC Comics was doing to Watchmen as bleepery of the highest order. Campbell explained, so yes, I think this is bleepery to of the highest order, which I deplore. Along with Before Watchmen and Doomsday Clock, bleep DC, and bleep anyone who actively participates in what, irrespective of legality, is clearly ethically a flagrant IP grab. Finally, he warned other creators about signing a similar contract to Moore's, which is what I just kind of said too. He wrote, creators, consider that Moore and Gibbons signed a contract that they believed gave them a better stake in and eventual control of their work. They didn't get either of those things, and it's ended up effectively no different to a standard work for hire contract. If a publisher could do that to them, they can do it to you. So maybe, just maybe, don't be in such a hurry to help them do it. He concluded. And I would agree that sounds like very sound advice. That sounds like very sound advice. I would say I would I would I would echo that advice. I'd even extend it to not just with working with DC, but I think with any big comic company, you should do that. I think I think that should apply to if you're going to work with a big comic company, that's the advice you should follow. To make sure they don't bleep you over. So, Rorschach #1 by Tom King, Jorge Fornes, Dave Stewart, and Clayton Cowles is out October 13th. So, um, so there we have that the second. We're coming up on. We're just past 44 minutes here, so making good time here. Yeah, what do you guys think of that? You know, do you guys agree with Jim Campbell there that DC basically bleeped over Moore and do you agree with Campbell there that DC bleeped over Moore and Gibbons there? I just want to see if you guys have any comments you want to say to that. Oh, Dave Mark said something. Let's see what you have to say, Dave. Sounds like they screwed them over. Illegally, gotta read those contracts. You're right, Dave. That's I think we all agree with that. Got to make sure you read them and fully understand what's being said in there, so you know what you're getting into. And if something doesn't seem kosher, and you should maybe consider other options. And again, I think creators moving forward, this shouldn't just be there should just shouldn't be advice they should follow with DC. This, I think, advice they should follow with any big, um, any big comic book company. They were saying in the article there that Marvel does this too. And I don't know if other companies like Image or IDW or Dark Horse, any of those do it as well. But they do, then you should really be wary of them and make sure you read the contracts. They've said it. Read those contracts. So anyways, we're coming up on 48 minutes here, so I think I'll move on to the next story then. This is, of course, where I had mentioned earlier that Image Comics was getting political here. So this one's going to be very interesting. This is taking some of the SJW stuff to, you know, taking some of the SJW stuff to an even further extent. Image Comics founder and current CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Eric Larson, has Savage Dragon endorsed Joe Biden for president. Now, a little history for you guys here on this. Comics have at times used real world political figures in comic books. Okay, so this isn't anything new, of course. I can tell you for a fact that during the early 40s, during the late 30s and early 40s, during his presidency, FDR made a number of appearances in Quality Comics as well as DC's predecessor, National Publications. So this isn't anything like brand spanking new. Okay. So Image Comics founder and current CFO Eric Larson has Savage Dragon endorsed Joe Biden for president. So let's see what let's see how Image Comics here is going political here. Um, Image Comics founder and current CFO Eric Larson recently revealed a new variant cover for Savage Dragon number 253 that reveals the titular character um, will vote for Joe Biden. Like, as you can see below the variant cover, Savage Dragon has his arms around both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. The speech bubble reads, I'm Malcolm Dragon, and I endorse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for President and Vice President of the United States. Oh, God. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. And I said, I will swear too when it's necessary. Oh, God, look at that. You got the sniffer and the dominatrix there. And I do have it on good authority that um, Kamala Harris has a bit of a dominatrix streak in her. Look at that. Oh, mess. I haven't even thought about Savage Dragon in years. I do remember back in the 90s, I think, wasn't there back in like the mid 90s, wasn't there a cartoon? I thought it was more of a cartoon. I didn't even know it was a comic myself, but I guess that's what they, I guess that's why they use Savage Dragon. He's not a big deal. Mainstream comics deserve what they get. Yeah, get woke, go broke. Look at that though. I'm sure that's got to be given. That would probably end up giving some people nightmares, especially look at Sleepy Joe there. That you know that mess eating. My dad has a very interesting saying about that type of smile right there, guys. And there's going to be one of the rare occasions you're going to hear me swear. Um, but my dad would call that grin that Joe Biden is sporting there a shit eating grin. That is definitely a shit eating grin right there. So record that, guys. That's the HCC. Savage Dragon was a better cartoon than a comic. Yeah, I know. From what I understand, here in the states, it was on the USA Network. So I myself never really got into it, but look at that! Look at that freaking grin, though. That's oh god. Anyway, moving on from this horrid picture. Decision 2020. Up yours, image. Yeah. Larson explained the decision, stating, "This is an important election. They always say that, but with America literally on fire and an aptly handled pandemic, it feels especially so." I guess we can tell which side of the spectrum Eric Larson is on. He's another Hitler wannabe. He continued, 12 years ago, Savage Dragon endorsed Barack Obama and history was made. Savage Dragon number 137 was the first comic book to feature the then candidate Obama on its cover, and it became a global sensation. It's time to take a stance once more and help make the country and the world a better place. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I think the world would be a better place if guys like this clown disappeared from it. Savage Dragon number 137 did indeed see Savage Dragon endorse Barack Obama for president of the United States. Savage Dragon stated on the variant cover, "I'm Savage Dragon and I endorse Barack Obama for president of the United States." Oh, God. Dave, you said you hadn't thought about it in years. Does this seem familiar to you? Is this maybe the last time you even thought about it? Uh, hey, Bat Goat's here. Sup, dude? Just got home from Trivia League. Yeah, we've been talking about some interesting stories, including the the release date of Yashahime half demon princesses. Release date for that was announced. That's the spinoff of Inuyasha. Um, Also talked about literal Jim Campbell going off on DC about basically stealing Watchmen from original creators Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, and now we're talking about Image Comics going political here. So um, that grin says he just sniffed a young girl on TV again. Yeah. Hey, Batgoat. Hey, Toys, Dave. Um, Hi, everyone. Been lurking. Hey, Woody. Woody. Hey, evening, Batgoat. Anon. Hey, Batgoat. And as always, and we have 6 people in here now. Goody. Howdy, Woody. We have 6 people. Yay, 6 people. Cool. Got some lurkers in here. We got our normal cast of crew. But anyways, to continue on with this article, copies of the issue with the variant cover are available on eBay from anywhere from $7.50 to 1,009. You're kidding me. Who would pay $1,100 for that garbage? Oh man. Not only has Savage Dragon endorsed presidents in the past, but presidents have been routinely featured on the book's variant covers. In Savage Dragon number 145, Savage Dragon and President Obama are seen giving each other a fist bump on the variant covers. And again, and historically too, presidents have been featured in comics before. I mentioned earlier, and I maybe Woody and Backo might know this as well. FDR was featured quite a bit back in the 30s and 40s on both. Well, I guess they wouldn't know because that was before their time. Sorry, guys. Um, but FDR was featured in the late 30s, early 40s in a number of stories, where he made guest appearances in quality comics titles as well as DC's predecessor national publications. In Savage Dragon number 119, Savage Dragon is seen punching President George W. Bush while giving a speech. Again, we see which side of the aisle these guys are on. Bushwhacked. Oh, funny. More recently, Donald Trump would appear on the cover of Savage Dragon number 226 with him stating, kill them, kill the aliens. Ah, Torment and the Tyrant. Oh, we definitely see, I can say Savage Dragon will go on sale on Wednesday, October 21st. Do you plan on picking up the variant cover for? I don't know. Are you guys planning? I'm sure as hell not picking it up. Even if I was somebody who actually would go out buying comics, rock on. I gotta eat my tacos. Gonna be silent. Okay. Well, Batgoat and anonymity eating tacos. Worst president cover ever. Yep, I would agree. I mean, we can tell. You can tell these guys are very left leaning. Um, very left leaning, very. I mean, this screen's telling your the straw man presentation of the president is ridiculous, and no, not grabbing that comic. Honestly, I think that variant cover with Biden and Harris is going to give kids nightmares. Hell yeah, that coat. Uh, that is a nightmarish cover. Ah, anyways, so wow, we made it up to an hour at least, so that's good. So make good time with those articles. Yeah. So, oh, there's a what do you got? Subtlety is not their strong point. No kidding. Biden and Harris are monsters. Yeah, they're in the nightmares of. Oh, and I don't know if you guys caught my statement earlier, but you got the sniffer and Sleepy Joe there, and I have it on good authority that Harris is a bit of a dominatrix. So go figure go figure that one out. So um yeah, so obviously Woody Batgo, um Anon, you guys got in a little late, but you got at least into some of the stream a bit there. How are you guys doing tonight? Anything exciting with you guys happen today? La-dee-dee, da-dee-da, la-dee-dee, da-dee-da, la-dee-dee, da-dee-da. Yeah, that's um six of us right now. All my regulars are here. Yay! Hmm. Yeah. So how'd your guys' day go today? I myself had to go run a couple errands. And got some spending cash for next week or so, and then had to go pick up some medication. Back up. Kamalama Ding Dong. For a moment, I thought it was going to be Karma Chameleon. Kamalama Ding Dong. Yep. Boring day. Yep. Mm, yep. Oh, one other little announcement. I don't know if I said this last night. I do have a partial commitment for October the 16th for guests. I've just got to wait on the full confirmation before I'll announce it. So I may have some guests for the 16th. I'm still waiting to hear back for the guest for this Friday. Hopefully, probably will message them again after I get done with you guys here, seeing if we can get some stuff done here. So, yeah, let's see. Got our rear ends kicked in trivia tonight. Second place in game two. It's different now that people can use their phones. Cheating. We won regionals for Minnesota last winter, but got our butts kicked at state. We won $500. I call myself an amateur trivia player at this point. Um, is that more general trivia? Day that I'm sorry, back out or is it trivia in a specific area, specific field? See, Dave just said that's lame. Cheating is lame. That's awesome, Bat. Yes. So, Bat, go. What kind of trivia contest was this? Like just more general trivia, or was this trivia in a specific area that you were focusing on? And yes, cheating sucks. Uh, Sporkle trivia. They're they're the bigger trivia. Okay, but what kind of like questions do you get? Is it just a hodgepodge of general trivia, like everything is covered, or is there um like a specific genre category that is focused on? That's what I'm asking. General. Okay. So it's good, probably good cross range of general entertainment, sports, history, all that good stuff, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So close that off now. We're done with that. Oh, let's see now. Let's see what's being. Yes, yeah, it's a good mix. Okay, I'm back inside. Was talking to a neighbor. Hey, anonymity. You have all these people coming over to your house. Where you got your neighbor, you had the girl. What was it? Last night or the night before? You had another friend of yours who was over the other day. Have you thought about maybe steering them towards my channel, my content? Or are they just not into like comics and all of that? You have all these people. I would hope maybe you'd consider showing them my content and stuff. I mean, get them a few more of them on on the screen here and checking stuff out. Anon is a stud. Yeah. Who's the man with the master plan? Anon's the man. Anon's the man. Who's the man with the master plan? Anon's the man. Anon's the man. Most of my friends don't mess with anything like I do, and my female neighbors, I I try not to learn too much about. Was it a female neighbor you were just talking to? Was it a female neighbor? I guess it was by that statement you were saying that it's a female neighbor you were talking about there. Woo woo Anon. Who's the man with the master plan? Anon's the man. Anon's the man. Who's the man with the master plan? Anon's the man. Anon's the man. Back go. Do 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 do. Back go. Do 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 do. Back go. Da 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 da. Back go. Da 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 da. Back go. Back go. Back go. Da da da. Don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I guess here in the 2000s, they actually made a comic book version of the 1966 Batman live action TV show. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Batman 66. Um, don't know if you guys had ever heard about that or seen that. Yeah, it was a younger female. She seems more into like makeup and college rock bands. Uh, no, I'm a grandpa now. I'm chill. Laugh out loud. Uh, well, hey, back go. Yeah, with you being a grandpa now, maybe you can expose your grandkids to some of the classic cartoons and comics and stuff like that, huh? Maybe get your grandkids growing up on like Merry Melodies, Hanna Barbera, Warner Brothers, MGM cartoons, all the good stuff. Walter Lantz Productions, Terry Tunes, anything and everything. Filmation, Ruby Spears. Get them on the goodies. Yep. Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Come along with the snorks. If you could breathe underwater, where would you go? If you had friends underwater, who would you know? Come on along and ride with me, yeah. Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Have some fun with the come along with the have some fun with the snorks. Hmm. You know it. He's gonna get a ton of good DVDs from Grandpa Mike. Yeah. Well, I'm not a grandpa. I'm not even a dad. I don't even have a wife. So Ruby Spears, super fighting robot. Ruby Spears, of course, uh, some of the cartoons that were done by Ruby Spears include, of course, Thundar the Barbarian, which I know somebody in here is a big Thundar fan. Centurions, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Alvin, Simon, Theodore, do 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 do. Um, Love Snorks. Not one streaming service has them right now. I looked into it. My real name is. Oh, so you and I have the same name. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Didn't know that. I'm glad you felt comfortable sharing that with us there, Batgo. So we have two mics in the house, as it were, or on the stream, however you want to say it. Uh, yes, I am Grandpa Mike with my family, not Bat Goat. Laugh out loud. Well, yeah, I get that, Bat Goat. I know. Obviously, Bat Goat is a pseudonym. Obviously, I get that. Um, I think most of us here. I don't know about Dave. I know I use my real name. Obviously, I would think, unless Dave probably would say differently. Dave's name is probably his real name, I would imagine, but I could be wrong. I think everyone here is a good person at heart. Well, thank you for that anonymity. Um, well, I guess my daughter still calls me Dad. Laugh out loud. Ruby Spears did Mega Man, Super Fighting Robot Mega Man. Hmm. Yeah, they did a number of things from like the late '70s into the '80s, um, maybe even into the early '90s. Ha 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 ha. Ah, yeah. Everyone calls me sad. Sad? Don't you mean dad? DC? Yeah, we're good people here. Laugh out loud. Dad. Yeah, I figured that's what you actually meant. Ah, let's see. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who he opposes must yield. With the red and the white and the blue, it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheel. As Iron Man, all jets aflame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. It looks like you guys are starting to comment here, so let's see what you guys have to say here. Toys, they did not call you that. They do not call you that. Hey, I'm probably the only legal blind person in chat. Yeah, I'm in. He uses his real name online. Well, you and I are in the same boat there, Dave. But I wouldn't consider myself an idiot. Maybe just at times a little too honest for my own good. But that also comes with the autism. So yes, I guess Woody must have dropped off. I guess, or maybe he's still here. I don't know. I haven't heard too much from Woody. He's lurking about. Oh, we still do have 6 people in here, so that's cool. Yeah. Hopefully, at some point, we'll start to get closer to a regular complement of 10 people. That would be a nice goal to hit. Maybe before the end of the year, that we regularly have 10 people in here. Of course, I'll need your help with that by you guys sharing the video and letting some of your friends know that I'm on and stuff, or letting if you guys know people from other chats like Tugs and Yellow Flag and all that, let them know, hey, Mike does a pretty good thing here too. Let's see here. I grew up in the age of always use fake names online. Ha ha ha. So, is everyone got their popcorn for the upcoming riots? Uh, well, if you watch my video about being a paramedic corpsman, you'll you'll hear my real name. I'm around. I'm fully combing my cat. I see. Yeah. Uh. Oh boy. Woody. Hey Woody, are you one of those like in code name Kids Next Door? Are you one of those crazy cat people? Are you one of those crazy old cat people? Uh, you know the type of people I'm talking about. My old YouTube name was a laugh for me, so it's pretty CV lose to my or pretty close to my real name. Laugh for me. Actually, you know something? Action Toy channels. I think I may have seen that name before. So I probably have seen you before. I just didn't know who you were or whatever. Maybe in some of the others. Oh no, Woody, did you put the powder on him first? Hell, I'm in northern Kentucky. If those idiots from Louisville can make it up here, we will reciprocate how we are treated. Yeah, that's actually kind of the thing I'm more worried about too. That when all is said and done, we're gonna probably end up in a civil war here, because you know a lot of these idiots are. I know a lot of these idiots are trying. They're trying to start a civil war. They want to overturn America. But to get through most southern Kentucky, good luck, leftists. No, I just got two cats. A real fine dog curled up next to me, too. All right, so you got cats and dogs on there, Woody. Um, nice. I miss our doggo. He died a year ago. Oh, I'm sorry, back goat. Yeah. But that's life too. Unfortunately, you know, we're all mortal creatures. We all eventually pass on to the next stage. Laugh out loud. I believe it, Mike. I used to upload 3D prints of poo poos. Laugh out loud. Um, War is a devastatingly harsh reality none should want. Kids think it's all fun and games till they get hurt. Yeah, anonymity. That's exactly right. Some of these anarchists here, some of these anarchists think it's funny to start damaging property and setting fires until somebody decides to reciprocate and they get shot or they get blown up or they get set on fire. Then it's not so funny anymore. I mean, granted, not that I'm wanting to go into a lot of politics, and granted, not that she is a kid. She's basically, I think she's maybe a year or two older than I am. But I don't know. Did you guys hear about Alyssa Milano? How after being one of the loudest speakers for defunding the police, she actually ended up having to call up the police the other day for because a kid came into her yard to shoot at squirrels with an air gun. Yuki, he was a real cool dude. Made it to 16 years. Oh, you named your dog Yuki, huh? Yuki, which I believe is a Japanese word for ice, I believe. The top, um, the top spot product that's always worked for me just doesn't work on this new cat. You're in company, right? Or you're in Colorado, right, Woody? Um, I imagine it's hard to keep the critters off of them. Yeah, Rocky Mountain High. I'm not sure most of them have seen death. It changes how people feel. Young and dumb, and obviously there's a saying I like to call them: young and dumb. Alyssa Milano, Alyssa Milano, that damn turd. Uh, Snow. He was an Eskimo. He was an American Eskimo furball. That's a shame to be without a longtime friend like that, Bad Goat. I'm real attached to my dog. I'm in Arkansas now. Lots more bugs here. Yeah, if I understand correctly, Arkansas is pretty rural in itself. Even the cities are not really comparable to like places like St. Louis or Minneapolis or out here in California where we have like LA and San Francisco. You know, um, has anyone tried the raw diets for their pets? Oh, I thought you said Colorado on Friday. But then again, I don't listen that well. Oh boy. Um, I have a few friends that swear up and down by the raw meat diets for their pets. See, Colorado was where I grew up on that AWA wrestling. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. That go. When he was talking about wrestling, he grew up in Colorado, which at the time he was a kid. Of course, Colorado was one of the states that was part of the AWA territory. You know, um, quite an expansive territory as comparable to the NWA. Laugh out loud, nice. Actually, the late Vader, Leon White, was from Colorado as well. Um, so yeah, so let's see. So now we're about to hit the an hour and a half mark, guys. We've been keeping ourselves entertained pretty well here tonight. Yeah, well, so was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up or talk about or ask or anything like that? Is it about that time? History time? I'm thinking about it because I've pretty much wrapped up more or less the articles. And Big Van Vader, I saw him in Greensboro Coliseum once, but his knee had been blown out. Um, so they just did a squash match. Yeah, well, Vader was one of the most agile big men you'll ever see. But yeah, I mean we're at the hour and a half mark, so unless you guys have anything else you want to really get into or talk about, I guess I can do history time if you guys are ready for If you guys are ready for history time, if you guys are ready for this day in each history. Today in history, yes. Oh no, Nick has that PPP dude on tonight. It was so bad last time. Laugh out loud. Um. All right. Okay. Then I think I will get to the this day in each history, and then I will wrap things up with again a few little notes and announcements afterwards. So without further ado, let's talk about this day in each history. I just gotta do a quick review of what's on tap for this. Yes, and what would appear to be so not and guys, what would appear? Let's see. Looks like right, laugh out loud. Right, Anon. That dude is a weirdo. Yay, woohoo! He was so hard. That was with Masterson, right? Then PvP joined in and re. Okay, so and on tonight's particular episode, and on of course eh, yeah, and I ain't a big fan of Masterson either. Okay, so anyways, and on this particular wow, you guys are really having a conversation there, aren't you? We're all doing we're all doing off from Nick. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Woody. It was legendary. Nick ended up saying one of my favorite lines ever. Too. I've never seen so much pent up. Oh God. Oh wow, you guys. Going off on Nick's stream there. Yeah. Okay. So you guys ready then? Ready. Okay, and I would of course ask if you guys have if you guys do go over to Nick's stream after this, if you do a mic raid, you know, hopefully, get people spark some interest maybe. I'm ready. Ha ha ha. Ready. Okay. So I'm gonna do this day in each history, make some final announcements, and wrap everything up. Okay, so let me and for tonight's episode, I'll put it this way: 2000 was just so nice on this date that we're gonna hit it thrice. So be ready for that. So first off, on this date in the year 2000, 20 years ago today, first of three things that happened on this date. Um, Shinzo, known in the anime Shinzo, known in Japan as Mushrambo, finished its original run on TV Asahi. On this date 20 years ago, Shinzo, known in Japan as Mushrambo, would finish its run on TV Asahi. So moving on to the next bit of news. Um, on this date in 2000 as well, on the WB, premiered the premiered a Static Shock, The first episode of Static Shock would premiere on this date in 2000 as well. So as Shinzo was coming to an end in Japan, Static Shock was making its debut on Kids WB on this date um, in 2000. And let's see what you guys have to say here about all that, because it looks like you all had them ready. I'm ready. Ha ha ha. Ready. The year's so nice, we hit it thrice. Uh huh. 2K baby. Oh, I love Static Shock. Oh mess, I love Static Shock. Yeah, I watched it too. It was a pretty cool cartoon. Kind of kind of an homage, and they had an homage, of course. If for those of you who remember Super Friends, they did actually have a homage to Black Vulcan in it. One of the costumes that um, Virgil was considering, where Richie said, "Well, man, you look like a battery commercial." So, you might remember that anonymity, I'm sure, right? Um, and last but not least, for 2000, on this date in 2000, um, in a follow up to, of course, yesterday's This Day in Niche History, um, the the following day in Lubbock, Texas, Lance Storm would regain the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship from Lance Storm in a live event in Lubbock, Texas. So on this date in 2000 in WCW, Lance Storm would regain the United States Heavyweight Champion, which for this time period was a rare occasion for titles to change hands on on the live shows. Everything was done on television. Um, let's see. Okay. Uh, who doesn't remember Super Friends? Ha ha ha! I do remember that. The Super Friends had the greatest narrative voice ever, too. Yeah, William Woodson. That was a he was a very good voice for that. He did a few. In fact, years later, in 1988, he would also do the narration for the Ruby Spears Superman cartoon in '88 that was on CBS as well. So, true. Meanwhile, in the Great Hall of Justice, minus the W, um, it was so true that W jumped on. Yep, laugh out loud. Okay, so with all that, so one last final piece of history for you guys. This one from the comics realm. On this date, 5 years ago, in 2015, um, as part of the Batman Day series of comics, DC would release on the newsstands on this date 5 years ago Batman Endgame Special Edition #1, the first of the Batman Day special editions. So on this date in 2015, 5 years ago today, the first of the Batman Day special edition, Batman Endgame Special Edition #1, was released onto newsstands. So that is all that happened on this date in history. So let me make a few last announcements here. Um, some notes as well. One, still haven't heard back from the guests for Friday. I will probably be messaging them again after I get done here. Hopefully, I will be able to get them on so we can talk, some Vic stuff and some other stuff as well. Um, Also, I do have a partial confirmation for Friday, October 16th, which basically is about 4 weeks away, three, three, 3 weeks away, basically. Um, I do have a partial confirmation on that. When I do have the full confirmation, I will go ahead and announce that. Um, Let me see. Um, And I would ask also that if you guys are going to go over to Nick's stream, if you do it as a mic raid, so maybe you can maybe give me some, promo. Maybe get some people asking, "Hey, what's a mic raid?" Kind of like how people do tug raids and all that. Um, so let's see. Not sure when I'm off on Friday, but I'll be showing up. Sounds good. We'll be standing by. Um, let's see, anything else that I gotta talk about? No, I think that's basically it then. Okay, we'll be standing by. I am working hard to try to get more guests on. Hopefully, I'll get some more guests on, get them on with more regularity. I continue to try. Hopefully, I can get some on soon. Um, and always, guys, if not, I'll have you guys come on and join me as well, do panels as well. But with all that being said, let's see. I think quite a few people know you over there, but tonight we'll have a lot of PPP spam. Hmm. Yeah, I don't want to mention you with the PPP degenerates there. All right, if you guys think that that crowd wouldn't be a good crowd for me to try and drag, that's fine. Thank you for considering. But as time goes on, at some point, I hope you guys will help to promote videos as best you can. You know, I'd love to at least get double digits by the end of the year, double digit regular attendees to the stream here. It'll be a rowdy crowd. All right, I'll take your word for it. I agree with that, though. All right. Well, thank you guys. All right, guys. Well, I thank you all for joining me again tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.